Hello, my name is June and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be going over my Addy collection as well as all of her accessories, outfits, and the doll herself, of course. So, let's get into it. My Addy is one... Okay. My Addy is one of three of my re-release dolls, being my Kirsten, my Addy, and my Josefina. So, she's a re-release, but I think she is so beautiful. I just love her. So... Obviously, she was the first doll to ever have the Addy mold, and she came out in 1993. She was the first non-white character of the American Girl lineup, and she also has textured hair, so it's not, like, super shiny. It has that, like, slight texture to it, and it's so soft, and it's so long. So when we get to some of her other outfits, we can see it down, but it comes in this, like, little flip bun. And so what they do, they braid it, and then they flip it up, and they tie a little ribbon. So you can see that blue ribbon right there. She also comes with this gorgeous little cinnamon pink dress, and there's a slight little stripe pattern on there. It buttons down the front. These buttons don't work. They're just for cosmetic purposes. She also has bloomers, black stockings. So she's the first doll to have stockings, so they're not actually, like, tights. They go past the knee. And then she has these little black boots with brown soles, and... So, first edition Addies, the way you can tell is that they won't have any embroidery around the holes for the laces. And so you can see her boots have little, you can see like embroidered circles. The first edition Addies don't have that. So that's how you know you're getting a first edition Addy, is if she has the no grommets on the boots. So that is Addy's meat outfit. We can take a look at her box. So it's the Burgundy American Girls Collection box with Addy Walker. And so this was $175 retail. And she comes with her accessories. So in 1993, when you purchased an Addy, you could have added her accessories on. And so first item is her little bonnet. So obviously it goes on her head, and I'm going to turn her so I can put down a little easier. But so it has this gorgeous little contrasting blue fabric, and it's really pretty. And then you kind of tie it, and then when you tie it, you make the little bow. But when you do the ribbon, because it's white on one side, you have to flip it and then push it through. Oh my god. I always have struggles with this bow. Can we tie that, please? Hey, you know what? That's just going to have to be close enough. So... cute little bow on there, as well as, very significant to her books if you read her book, this cowrie shell necklace. The shell was given to her from her grandmother, and the actual tie of the necklace was given to her by her brother Sam. It was the shoelace on one of his shoes. And Addy's stories take place in 1864 through 1866, which is the American Civil War. Addy was an escaped slave, and... her story centers around, so in the first book, she escapes to freedom with her mother, and basically the rest of her book series focuses on her new life in Philadelphia. So she goes from a plantation in North Carolina to Philadelphia with her mother, and her book series is about her trying to reunite with her family and learning that freedom doesn't always mean free. And Addy's books are beautifully written, so good. I have only read the first 4, but I'm going to try to finish 5 and 6 soon, and then the short stories as well, because I just love Addy's book series. It's just so sad, and it's so sad that that actually happened in our history, and it's very important that we learn about these things so that we know not to make these mistakes in the future. So, there's Addy's necklace, as well as she has this little bag. It's I want to say like a light brown. It's just a single square of fabric, and then you tie it, fold it in, and then tie it like that, and then it makes this little bag. As well as she has her drinking gourd, and since I have a re-release version, this is plastic, but the original Addy's shipped with a real dried gourd, and at one point they didn't ship her accessories with the gourd because there was a drought on the farm that they sourced it from, which I find interesting. And then the last item Addy has is her half dime. So, if we take this out, we can see that it, on one side, says half dime, and the other half dime, and on the other side it says copy. And so, yeah. if you would go in. And that's Addy's original Meet outfit. I don't have her Be Forever Meet outfit, but I do have the Be Forever accessories. So we can take a look at these. So first off, in Addy's Be Forever accessories is this little purse. I do think it's cute, but the quilted pattern is printed, which I don't love. I wish it was actually quilted, but it's still cute. And the lining of her purse is the fabric from her Be Forever Meet dress, which is exactly what they did with Nenea, which I find interesting, is that the lining of the fabric is the same as the Meet outfit. But yeah, so she has this little purse, and this goes with the little blue dress that she had for Be Forever. And her shoes are a little different in the Be Forever outfit, and I'm going to get it at some point, but yeah. We also have another cowrie shell necklace. This one's the strings broke, so I don't really use it often. And then we also have this bonnet, and it has a slightly different ribbon. And we're actually going to see this bonnet a little bit later because there's an outfit that I like to style with it. But there's this like black and white gingham print is on a lot of ribbons in Addy's collection. So yeah. Anyways, so that is Addy's Meet collection. The next item that I want to show is an item that I'm so lucky to have, especially for the edition that I have of it. And this is Addy's trunk. So it's just beautiful. It's got these gorgeous like metal detailings, and everything is just so like pristine. It's in great condition. Interesting thing about this trunk that's contrary to Kirsten's trunk is that there's no Pleasant Company logo on the back, even though this is an official Addy trunk. So all around we have these gorgeous like curved wooden handles. Don't even know how they did this. It's probably like custom cut. I'm not like a carpenter, so I could not tell you. But like even the hinges are just beautiful, and this whole thing is just gorgeous. And it has this little rope with this little lock, and then you unlock it. And there were actually two versions of Addy's trunk. The later one, which I believe, I'm not sure when, but it was sometime in the early to mid 2000s, they changed it from being hinged to having a lift lid like Kirsten's trunk has. But I desperately wanted a hinged version because of what we're going to see on the inside. And that is the newspaper lining. So I'm going to have to hold this up because it's very heavy and it should not be like this. But there's a little rope over here. Right there, you can see it. And this holds Addy's trunk lid open. And the hinged version, you don't get to see this beautiful newspaper print the way that I get to see it because I have a hinged version. So that's Addy's trunk, and then I'm going to try to maneuver this in a way so I can lift this tray out and not break this rope. So if we lift up the top, we can see that there's more newspaper lining in the inside. And interestingly enough, this little divider is removable. So you can have a little more space. Maybe, I don't know if her bed fits in here. Maybe it does. Who knows? We're just going to sneak that right in there. And I'm going to close this and be very careful because this is stressing me out, but it's okay. So we're going to close that up, and then I'm going to move it back to where I had it, which was right here. And it's going to go right there. All right, and we can take a look at the tray. So Kirsten's trunk did not come with a tray. Her bed is the tray. It fits perfectly in there. It like is meant to do that. Addy's trunk actually comes with one. And you might be like, wow, this is kind of a boring tray. You're lying. It's not a boring tray because there is a secret compartment. This lifts out, and there's a false bottom, and you can store more things in there. Isn't that fun? There's a false bottom. It just goes right in, and you wouldn't know anything. So, you can keep it like that. So, yeah. I'm not terrified, and that was Addy's trunk. This is Addy's school outfit. It is also a re-release. I have the box right here. I should probably just show that off first. So, as you can see, same outfit. And interestingly enough, it came with a very similar but different pair of shoes to Addy's Meet shoes. I don't know if you can see from afar, but Addy's shoes have brown soles as well as black embroidered grommets, and these have black soles and silver grommets. So I honestly use these with Samantha, I have to be honest, because Samantha doesn't have any little ankle boots in her collection. But I thought I'd show them off because these are technically part of Addy's collection because they came with her school outfit. But I'm just glad that they gave two different pairs of shoes. And one thing I realized I didn't talk about was the books. So hope you guys don't mind that I'm a little bit late for Meet Addy. But yeah, so Meet Addy is written, and the entire Addy series is written by Connie Porter. And again, just gorgeous story. Really just heartbreaking illustrations. So sad. Like the way that they like illustrated this, it's just, I can't even. And funnily, not funny. Sorry. Interestingly, they, for this scene right here, there's a full moon when Addy and her mother, is it a full moon? It's not a full moon, but they took a specific week in 1864 to get this exact moon phase correct for the date that they were traveling, which I find very interesting. And just a very, very heavy read. And obviously we have the peek into the past section. Just very sad. As well as we have Addy learns a lesson, which is the outfit that she's currently wearing. If I can find some pictures. I'd love to find a picture of the dress that she's wearing. Because her mother actually made this outfit for her in this book. Where is it? It's right at the end. Here it is. A little different in the book than it is in the actual outfit, but there it is. And so it is a wool skirt with soutache trim. So it has black soutache around as well as it's in wool. Uses the same socks and shoes. It has this white undershirt. I can actually take this off and we can take a look at it. I'll just do it halfway. But it has this beautiful little puff sleeve. It's just so gorgeous. And it has this little bow detail. And another thing that it came with is, if I could get it to lay straight, a tiny little pin. And it says, "Millions for freedom, not 1 cent for slavery." So Addy wins this after she wins a spelling bee. So it's her little spelling bee prize. And she learns to read in her book, which is very sad, but I'm very proud of her. And it has this complimentary facing on the skirt as well. So if we can get this back on her. I don't have Addy's desk or any of her school supplies or her little lunch pail, but I would like to add them to my collection at some point. But I really particularly love this outfit. It's really gorgeous. So, yeah, this is Addy's school outfit. The next item that we're going to be looking at is Addy's Christmas dress. This is my #1 all-time favorite Addy outfit. Not only for the story significance, I just think it's adorable, and just everything about it is so cute. It is a plaid taffeta, and it has this giant bow in the back, and it's so puffy, and it's so fun, and there's a doll stand underneath it, so it's kind of making it look a little funky, so just ignore that. But it's just so pretty, and she has this little green bow in her hair, and her Christmas hairstyle, it does look a little different than her meat hairstyle, so ignore the fact that I didn't do the Christmas hairstyle. It's 2 braids, and then they meet in the back, kind of how Marie Grace's does. But I just kept her meat hair. I just took the blue bow out, and I put the green one in on the side of her head, because advent of time. But it's just so cute, and it has this little collar that's like sewn on, and little buttons down the front. Yeah. So, this is Addy's Christmas dress. The next outfit we're going to be looking at is Addy's birthday outfit. It is so cute. I just love it. I'm only missing the socks from it, but they're just like little beige socks. They kind of match with the rest of the outfit. It's this like, it's almost like a gingham, but not quite, and it's got these like little diagonal like notches, but they're like in the print, and it has these little triangular apron pockets, and it's just so cute, and these ties actually do untie. And the little blouse has some rickrack, and so does the little pockets. And then there's little buttons down the front. And then she has this snood, and it's a real snood. And it's so cute, and it's got that netting. And it's got this like little silk ribbon. And this is a Pleasant Company version, I believe. I can check what year. And the next item that we're going to be looking at is Addy's birthday outfit. So it is I want to say, I don't know if it's a plaid or a gingham, but I want to say gingham, and it has these little diagonal notches in the actual fabric print, little triangular pockets with rickrack, as well as the collar also has rickrack. There's, I believe, 3 little metallic buttons, Super cute. And it like ties around the shoulder. She has a snood, and it's a real snood. And this kind of silk ribbon, kind of, what's the word? You know what I mean. Around the edge of it. And then it has a little bow, and there's little yellow feathers in it. And the re-release version, I have the Pleasant Company version. I believe this one is tagged 1995, so this is a second edition. But the re-release, instead of having little yellow feathers, little yellow canary feathers, like in the book, if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. But the re-release has like a yellow bow, and I think the canary feathers just are much better for story significance. So, yeah. But yeah, so this is Addie's birthday outfit. I don't have a lot of Addie's furniture. I have her trunk, and I have her six book outfits, her pajamas, and then one of her extra outfits. And I'd like to expand my Addy collection. It's just very expensive secondhand. So, yeah, this is Addie's birthday outfit. The next Addy outfit we're going to be looking at is Addie's summer outfit. This is the only outfit that has a box for one of the pieces and also a pamphlet. So we can see Addie's summer collection. So you can see Addy Saves the Day, as well as her summer dress, her little hat, her boots, her gardening supplies, and her church fair fun. I have none of this except for the dress, the hat. I'm actually missing the little brooch that comes here. And funnily enough, it's not going to show on camera, but there's actually 2 holes right there for where the brooch is supposed to go. It just didn't come with the brooch. So it's fine. And then I also have Addie's little summer boots, which are 2-tone, really cute. And then I actually have, they're actually called her lace-up boots. My apologies. I have the box for that as well. And obviously the 1993 version. And this dress is a what tag here? If it's a 1994, it's first edition. But I'm not sure. Where would the tag be? Is it the back? Huh, it is a 1994. So this is a first edition dress, because I know later versions of this outfit, the brooch was sewn on for this exact reason. Yeah. And interestingly enough, my Addy Christmas dress is also a first edition, but this is a 1993 tag. So, very fun, very early for my Addy collection. Got a lot of early stuff. Gives a little story, and yeah. So, really pretty outfit. This is that same plaid ribbon I was saying that's in a lot of her stuff. Yeah. And these boots are really cute, and they have little ties on the side. But yeah, so that's Addie's summer outfit. The last book outfit we're going to be looking at for Addy is Addie's winter coat. Again, this is also a first edition. So it's styled over the skirt and blouse from her school outfit, and then, so it's just the coat, and then you could buy the derby, the knee warmers, and the mittens, and I don't have the mittens or the knee warmers, but they're like little purple knit, and they go right here and right here, but I do have the derby, so it's pretty cute. She's really gorgeous. Ugh, I love Addy. And this is no different. This outfit is beautiful. The coat is so wide, so it can fit over this skirt, and obviously the winter collection has the undergarments, so it would puff this skirt out, and it's just, the coat is so cute. And the tailoring of this is very interesting as well, because it's a seam that goes on this kind of round shape, and it kind of fans out really far. So, yeah. This is Addy's winter coat, and we're going to move on to, I think we just have 2 Addy bonus outfits left, and then that's the end of the video. So, see you then. The next item we're going to be looking at is Addy's nightgown. So, Addy's nightgown is so pretty. It's got this really high waistline, and it kind of fans out around, there's really no, waistline. The only way you could do that is if you, kind of cinched it in like that, and honestly, this would be a killer dress. And I honestly kind of want to use this pattern to make a dress, because if you just bring it in and then bring the skirt out, it's just really pretty. But so there's a yoke, and you have this really, really wide skirt. It's really cute. Yeah. And I don't have the little heart warmer and slippers that go with, but there's a little knit scarf that goes around and little slippers, which I don't have, but I do have the nightgown. And this is how long Addy's hair is. It's crazy. So, yeah, she has really beautiful hair. Yeah, so, and we're going to move on to our last outfit for Addy. The last Addy outfit we're going to be looking at is an outfit that goes by many names, and I just call it Addy's blue dress, but when it first released, it was called Addy's kite flying outfit, because it came with a kite, But the version that I have is the second edition version, which is known as Addy's flower picking dress. So instead of a kite, it comes with this lovely bunch of flowers. So they're very pretty. And this dress, oh my god, beautiful. It's so gorgeous. It's kind of the same pattern as Addy's Cape Island dress, but it's a little different. And it's just got this gorgeous pleating all around it, and it's like this almost seersucker fabric, and it's in this like beautiful pale blue. And here's where that ribbon comes in, that same ribbon. And speaking of this bonnet, I actually really like putting this bonnet with this outfit because I think it just honestly is so pretty. And like, if she's going out in the fields to go pick flowers, she might want to have something to cover her head. So sometimes I put this bonnet with it, and I think it looks really cute. Or even this hat. I think this hat also looks really cute with this outfit. It's just, it's so gorgeous. And I just love how it's the same ribbon that they used for the bonnet and the bow. It's just really pretty. So, yeah. This was Addy's collection. I truly hope you enjoyed it. I know I had fun showing it to you. And I will see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, shoot. Okay. We're going to have to use some. Okay. Very tiny. Not 1 cent. Freedom. Wait, I cannot read this. Fun fact, my Felicity Christmas dress is actually a first edition, so that's kind of interesting. This one is not Felicity. Oh my god, Addy! This is Addy's video! Addy, this thing. This is first edition. First edition, 1990.